Hello folks. So I have spent the evening trying to figure out how to make this recording, right? This recording onto my MacBook using my new Yamaha CK61. I've had it for about a month, and I've also got here, I'm just going to show you an M Audio Oxygen Pro, which is also 61 key. Two 61 key keyboards which I have here. I also do have an 88 note digital piano for other things, but anyway, so I spent the day trying to figure out how to make this recording. I've got a condenser microphone which is going into a tiny little amplifier down there. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, it's going into that little amplifier, then it's going out of the amplifier into the CK61, because on the CK61 you have input ports for microphone inputs. Because this is a condenser microphone, I need power, phantom power for it, which my little amp has, but you can't use a condenser mic straight into a CK61. You need the other kind of mic, whatever they're called. Normal microphones, I suppose, whatever is normal. So anyway, so I faffed about trying to figure out how to get that. So the amp provides power for the microphone, which allows you to hear me. Obviously, I could have used the microphone on the MacBook, but that sounded rubbish. Everything is therefore going through the CK61, which is then being fed through USB-C into the MacBook Pro, and I'm just recording this now on QuickTime, which just seems like the simplest way for now. What else did I want to say? Well, anyway, CK61 on the bottom rack, I mean up here, is a Midi controller. I got this Midi controller, I don't know, a few months back now. And to be perfectly honest, I've only messed about with it with main stage on my MacBook until I got the CK61. And by the way, there's Angus the dog. Hello, Angus. Angus. No, he's asleep. He's out of it. He's wearing, oh, he's looking at us. He's wearing his nightgown. So I got the M Audio, and then I got the CK61, and I realized that because you have 3 layers on the CK61, you can actually assign layers to the MIDI controller. Funnily enough, I watched a video today of a Nord, I think it was maybe it was the Stage 4, something like that. One of the fancy Nord red pianos, and of course we all lust after Nords perhaps, or at least they sound rather interesting, and they seem good for live work. Anyway, so I was watching that video, and this guy was chatting on. It was quite interesting. Guy chatting on about having the ability to put layers onto different instruments, so a separate keyboard. And of course the Nord is 3,000, 4,000, I don't know what it is, very expensive. CK61, not so much, very inexpensive. I think mine was under 800. And you can layer one of those parts, or even 2 of those parts, to a different keyboard, to a MIDI keyboard. So let me just find an appropriate keyboard. There we go. So you won't see this because the screen's a little small for my MacBook Pro camera. But I've got here a patch which has part A, there's ABC. Part A is up here. Oh, hang on. Why is that not coming out? Oh, well, they're happening. Oh, I know. Need to turn the volume up. There we go. So part A, yeah, so you can control the volumes of the different parts. You have 3 volume controls on your parts. And you've got essentially 3 layers. Lots of videos about this, so I won't go into that here. Right now, A is there. B and C down here. B and C is a piano and a Hammond organ. More Hammond organ than piano. I can't really hear the piano. Maybe it's not up. Oh, there you go. So that opens up. I mean, that's just an example, obviously, of the idea of splitting sounds across two keyboards. But that allows me to, do lots of different things and essentially have a spare keyboard. So this M Audio Oxygen Pro was not very expensive. It was, I don't know, was well under 200, mid 150-ish, that kind of price. And so you essentially get the capability to play another keyboard, and with these splits, which is really, really exciting. This other one, I've got a Hammond organ up here, which again is not very loud because it's been turned down. There we go. And if you're wondering, you can control the rotary from the CK61 rotary control, which affects the oxygen, the MIDI controller. So I'm now able to fiddle around, or indeed, can I do that? I should be able to do this. Oh, I need to do that. So I'm fiddling around with the drawbars. That's the word. Drawbars. Now there are kind of drawbar thingies on the Oxygen Pro, and I believe that Piano Tone, some other YouTuber, shows you some, or at least has discussed slightly how to assign those controllers. Yes, Angus. Assign those controllers so that they influence the sound of the drawbar. That might be something I'd like to do at some point. Anyway, so I've got I've got my Hammond up there, and I've got a Rhodes. What I've got in here is I've got a Rhodes and the lower register and a saxophone up here. I believe this is for stick together. You're probably thinking, well, where's the Hammond organ come in on Let's Stick Together? I'm not sure it does. But anyway, I was experimenting, and there you are. The general gist is splitting on the CK61 and external sound on the MIDI controller, which is really cool as an idea. Exactly how I'm going to use it, I'm still figuring it out. What else have we got that I want to say? Not a huge amount. Yeah, so I'm learning lots of songs for a new project, bands that I'm working with just now. Got 20 songs on the go. Maybe I'll play one other little song. So this particular patch I got from Sound Mondo. Can't remember the chap's name. Anyway, if you're listening or watching, thanks. So that's obvious to most of us, I imagine, or at least of a certain age. And I had been learning a synth part for a Spandau Ballet song, which goes like this. Not like that. Work in progress. So I'm learning various keyboard parts for various covers. It's basically a covers band. And I am trying to figure out whether I'm going to... Actually, I'm probably initially just going to use the CK61 with splits. I can do everything I need to. I think the flexibility of having separate keyboards up there, separate sounds up there is great. And as you can tell, I've got a 2-tier stand now, which is, again, something else I had to get or recently got. So I can see it all coming together. And I'm just going to keep experimenting. So anyway, this is my first of my explorations. Thanks for watching. I'll be in touch. Cheers.